I've never been able to afford therapy, which is a shame. It seems like it'd be a lot of fun. I mean, fun probably isn't the correct word. Just be nice. So instead, I've got the next best thing. I'm lying down on my sofa, and I've got a microphone, which is almost as good as another person. I mean, they both listen to you unconditionally, and usually mine was like $50, which is only for like an hour of listening at therapy. Probably not even that. I'm gonna look. Some places going for £100. It's ridiculous. I feel like prostitutes cost less. I mean, not that I'd know, obviously, because I am. Honestly, I'm too broke for prostitutes as well. So let me take the moral high ground. The therapists look pretty cool. I don't know if they're worth the hype, but I should be testing that. They've got a microphone. I should be asking myself, what's on my mind? And periodically, how does that feel? And so, what is on my mind? Well, I would guess it's the fact that I feel very unfulfilled right now in my life. Currently on a gap year, and consequently have achieved nothing of note during it. Which is a shame, because at the start I had so many plans, and then none of them came to fruition. Which is a shame, because I tried. I really did. It's not like I went 100% on every single one, because I still had other stuff going on. It would be silly to give everything to something you don't even know. I was trying to moderate, but then nothing even close remotely happened, which is equally disappointing. So I'm not sure whether I did the right thing in that, or whether or not I should have gone in 100%. I suppose that's one of the things that you can never know. Just because you can never know whether you made the right choice, it doesn't stop you feeling like you made the wrong choice, which I'm feeling, and just a lot of stress that I can't really do anything about. And that makes me feel even more stressed, because there's just things in my life that I can't control, and I just feel like I should be doing more, even though I don't know what I can do. And so I'm making a YouTube video, which I'm sure will get, I don't know, over a big 5 views. So honestly, I don't know, I tried making other YouTube videos and stuff, like a couple. It's just that they're not. I got a decent amount of way through, but I just lose motivation because I feel the whole point is. It just felt generic, the videos I was making. It just felt like my personality was being hidden behind edits of just meme edits and stuff or whatever, or it felt impersonal. It felt bland, and I didn't really want to make that. I couldn't really find ideas that allowed me to express me in an engaging way, because I mean, what I'm doing currently, that's not that engaging. I feel, do people want to listen to somebody complain about what's going on in their life? Probably not. But then again, is it important to kind of let people know that they're not the only ones suffering? And also, probably, but there's paradoxical in that, because that's not paradoxical, that's a silly way to phrase it. It's difficult because it's not as entertaining, even though it is necessary. It's like reading a book, a difficult book. I mean, it might be worthwhile, it might be productive, but it's not going to get that same enjoyment. You'll have to put in more effort, more focus. It is not the same. Like War and Peace, a really good book. Supposedly, I've not read it. Actually, let's go with a book I have read, Crime and Punishment. Again, I feel interesting book. I read all of it. I wasn't a huge fan, but again, you kind of just have to. It's not got that entertainment. It makes me sound like a massive tosser getting into literary analysis, but it requires focus, it requires attention from the viewer to really listen and partake in, rather than lighter forms of entertainment. I think, is that a problem of society? Yes, I feel the lack of attention and media literacy, actually. This is one video of like two that I've properly tried. Of the Luke the Noticeable one, some person write an essay saying that this video lacks media literacy, which I found incredibly funny, because A, he'd misspout a word right before, and as we know, that completely invalidates your entire argument. But B, what the fuck do you mean there's media literacy in Luke the Notable videos? Do you mean 100 Days is somehow an allegory for fucking Auschwitz? What the fuck is going on there? There is no media literacy to be had. I just think people conflate that with, if somebody has a disagreement with them about a piece of media they enjoy, they're clearly not fully understanding or appreciating that media, which I think is inherently a reductionist view, because ultimately readers made to be interpreted by the viewer however it wants. I feel the author can impart what they believe, but whether the reader picks up on that is up to them, because anything can be construed in any way. I'm sure if you tried hard enough, you can get 1984 to be a support of fascism if you really wanted it to. And I think it's the whole point. People should encourage. Also, back to the authors thing. Authors who try and take ownership of their work. I feel also that worship experience in certain way, kind of the worst type of people, because they have an intention for how their work is set, and that's fine. They can encourage people, but to say it should be viewed that way, to imply there's a right and wrong way to view things, is kind of, by extension, telling people there's a right and wrong way to live their life. Because if they view this artwork in a way that's not quote unquote right, then they're doing it wrong, and by extension, they're living their life wrong, which I feel is incredibly silly. Of course, people can live their life wrong, tying it back to me, because again, I feel definitely not going right, but at least I am secure in the knowledge that my art viewing pleasures are firmly correct. Does it matter if I watch Avatar on my 720p phone? No, it does not. I mean, I don't particularly enjoy Avatar, and I would never really watch it again, but I could, and that would be perfectly valid. And all those people saying, no, you need the surround sound, you need the cinema screen, can go fuck themselves. Because there are many things to criticize me for, but that is not one of them. Gosh, how does that make me feel? That makes me feel the same as before. I feel going on a self-righteous rant. It's ironic, really, because criticizing people, you tell people how to live their life by telling them that, actually, no, I am correct. I'm not telling them to, I'm just saying their opinions. I don't agree with their opinions. They're free to have them, but I don't agree with them. And here's why, and thus it's up to them to refute it. Not to me. The burden of proof is on them. Yeah, no, that still makes me unfulfilled, man. I'm not quite sure what would make me fulfilled, to be honest. Because I do volunteering for local charities. Admittedly, it is not against my will, but I was somewhat press-ganged into it. So I needed a DBS check, a disclosure and barring services, essentially checking whether I got a criminal record, which obviously I do not, because they haven't discovered my crimes. But no, my uncle worked with the charity, and he got one for me. And then they were like, oh, now that I didn't even get the job. That's the sad thing. It took too long to get the DBS, so I didn't get the job, and I've not even been able to find an office since. That's probably contributing to the lack of unfulfillment in my life, because I have no job, no money, can't go out. All very shameful. But hey, I'm not sure if you can give me money in the YouTube chat, but do, if you're still listening, be appreciated. Or maybe if you're in a worse situation than me, don't. But if you are, you're not going to be the ones giving me any money anyway. So any oil, Russia? Russia's got the assets frozen, not Russia. Oil sheiks or millionaire playboys hoping to chuck a couple $1 million my way. Don't be shy. I will prostitute myself for it. That came out weirdly. I would do lots of things for it. Because again, I don't mind working. It's just finding somebody who wants to employ me. I think that might actually contribute to the lack of unfulfillment, because I applied to a lot of jobs, and then to hear nothing back, I think subconsciously I associated the lack of jobs wanting me with the lack of work. And again, I could be talking out my arse, because it's been a while now. Where was I? Oh yes, DBS, and then they got me one, and then they started making me fraternity, where I help children read. Somehow I help children play rugby, even though I know next to nothing about rugby. I did it for like a year in year 10. I don't know what that is for the American viewers out there, but I was not very good. I was scared of tackling people, mainly because the people I was tackling bigger than me, and that just seemed like a stupid idea to run headfirst into somebody that can swat you like a fly. But no, at least with the 9-year-olds, I'm like twice their weight, and I can stomp them like pancakes, although I'm not a very good rugby coach, because I was running a drill where they're supposed to tackle each other, or one is supposed to tackle the other, and yet this is one kid I really wanted to not let them do that, so he'd try and tackle them as well, and I told him no, but he kept on doing it. And then I was on a call with my brother, who was a lot bigger into rugby, told about this and said, yeah, no, that's incredibly dangerous. Head-to-head collision, concussion, concussion. And then 9, they'd probably just walk it off. But next time, you won't let that happen. No, it doesn't make me feel warm and fuzzy inside. I don't mind it. They're nice enough, although they do. For some reason, 7-year-olds know 1738 from 30 Watt's Trout Queen, which they don't know any lyrics to the song, which is good. It's definitely not for their age range. But just the 1738 bit took me by surprise because I know about 6-7. Yeah, I feel like that. So yeah, I know about 6-7, but no, 1738 is kind of the sleeper agent. But maybe I don't relate to them in the same way. Maybe I don't see 6-7 or 1738 with the same humor, and thus can't relate to them. Thus feel no warmth from their achievement. I don't know. That's just not doing anything for me. When do I feel happiest? Probably when I'm playing games with my friends. They're uh, they're busy. They got stuff on, so it can't happen every night. And so some nights I just lay in bed, just watching the young Sherlock and just eating chocolates. And how does that make me feel? Actually, honestly, I quite like that. It's quite nice because I'm not the most sociable person. I feel when I do go whole days without talking to people, I realize it, I feel kind of bad because I feel like it's something that I should be doing, but I don't. I only feel bad because I feel like it's something I should be doing. I don't feel bad for actually having done it, if that makes sense. I don't know. Maybe I'm just broken. Maybe I'm not. Maybe every unique difference. But again, it's difficult to talk to people about this because they all have their own problems, and I'm not sure if I'm blowing mine out of proportion or whether mine are more valid or because again people experience things differently. Their pain might be different to my pain. They might not understand how I'm not too fussed if I haven't talked to somebody all day, whereas they might view that as a cardinal sin. And it's just like no, there's no real ground to base this conversation off of because they have no clue how to deal with it. I have no clue how to deal with it, and I feel by putting it onto them I'm burdening them unnecessarily because well, they got their lives. My problems aren't their problems. It's weird because I feel, of course, I'd want them to talk to me about anything, and I would be there and I'd be supportive. And I let them know that because, well, of course, I think therapy is very cool, and like me, they can't afford therapists either. But oh, that is actually true because therapists are supposed to go to therapy to get at the burdens, but oh well, I don't think I'm good enough therapist for that. And no, I could never be a therapist though. I said talking to people, not too fussed about that, and sometimes, I don't know, have no sympathy for other people's problems, at least if I don't care about them beforehand. Because if you're friends with someone, I feel like you're willing to cut them a bit of slack if they've fucked up in relationships. Because you know them and you know that they were just a random person who, having rough relationships, you could be a lot more critical as an impartial observer. How does that make me feel? Pretty neutral. No strong feelings about other people's therapy either way. But anyway, I'm gonna end it here. Thanks for listening to me ramble.